In north central Montana, the nitrogen plan is very critical. A lot of the crops are heavy nitrogen users.
Some of the challenges that we face with synthetic fertilizer, whether it's a really wet year or where it gets warm and cold fast, it can go through and volatilize or leach into the ground. So my father-in-law told me about Pivot Bio earlier this spring, and we did a little bit of research on it, and we thought that it would be a good fit for our farm to try out this year.
Oh, I heard about Pivot Bio when I was watching RFD TV. Kind of got interested in it, hoping that maybe we could use it out here on our crops that we raise.
I think it's going to help our soil health, which is what I've really been studying these last 4 or 5 years. Synthetic fertilizer is mainly salt-based, and if you get too much salt next to a seedling, it hurts germination, for one thing. And that can also cause some pH issues. Synthetic fertilizer doesn't break down very fast in dry soils. In our dry conditions, that's huge, I think, to have that return sitting there in the soil. You get the plant off to a better jump start early. Anytime we can cut back our fertilizer usage and still have the same return, we're all for it.
So when you start talking about soil health benefits and putting a biological in versus introducing a high salt or a high acid fertilizer, we're not hurting the other microbes, we're not hurting that root impact. I mean, there's a reason we can't put other nitrogen sources right in the furrow with the plant. I mean, that root burns when it hits it.
Pivot Bio return goes through and provides 30 units of nitrogen throughout the whole growing season.
So I was very excited this year to use some Pivot Bio return. We did a canola test plot of 149 acres, applied 40 acres of Pivot Bio all in one chunk. There's a lot of promise for the product. It really seems to be working.
So from a farmer's perspective, the efficiencies that we're seeing from return and other Pivot Bio products are definitely, obviously, the reduction in nitrogen, the reduction in the product that they actually have to take to the field and apply in the field, which reduces the number of times they have to fill a drill, which increases the acres that they're doing. It reduces the weight of the planter in the field and therefore other things like compaction and everything else. When we get to the point where rains come and decisions need to be made inside that plant, whether we need more nitrogen late season, that delay can cost us something. Well, those microbes go to work right away. There's nothing else that I'm aware of that can do that right now.
It's always important to go through and look at new ways of farming, finding different practices, and this is a way that we can farm differently in the future.
I think it could open up a whole different avenue of how we've farmed in the past.
I don't know that I've ever seen anything else in my career that has fundamentally transformed ag like this will. And it is amazing to just be a part of this. It's been the most exciting company for me to work with in my career.